Hi all my friends and subscribers out there, it's Peter back for yet another video. Now today's a big video. This is the Rolling Stones studio albums ranked, and as you know they've got a lot of studio albums. 25 studio if you're counting the covers album they did not long ago, or 23 in the UK. But I'm only going to show 20, so it's a top 20. So I got most of them except 4 or 5 or whatever. So I'm going to do a rankings of my top 20 Rolling Stones albums, studio albums ranked, okay? Now, before I start, just realize that just because something's slow doesn't mean I don't like it. There's a lot of albums to get through. It's quite a difficult task of this many albums, but I've listened to these albums a lot over the years, and that's all I'll say, and I'll get right into it. As I said, just say that again. If something's real low, don't think I don't like it. Some albums I just like better. That's all. Okay. Number 20 is this one. Bridges to Babylon from 97. And I did like some things off this. Anyone See My Baby? Saint of Me. You know, Flip the Switch. Good album, but just not one of my favorites. But yeah, has good moments on it. So pretty. And all these, they didn't release a real bad album in my opinion. But that's number 20 today. Bridges to Babylon from 1997. Okay, so number 19. This is I'll show the vinyl list. This is another one where the singles outweighed the album tracks. Undercover from 1983, and I like Undercover. On the Night She Was Hot, Too Much Blood. Couple of dodgy tracks on this, but just a fair album. But worth picking up for a few tracks, I think. So number 19, I've got Undercover. Number 18, from 1994. An album I bought out at the time when it came out. I saw them on this tour as well, the Voodoo Lounge. I liked You Got Me Rocking. I liked Love Is Strong. Sparks Will Fly. A few dodgy tracks in between. Blinded by Rainbows is quite a nice track. And yeah, so I got that number 18 today, but I quite enjoyed this album. But number 18, Voodoo Lounge. Number 17, bit of a hit and miss album for me, Dirty Work, from 1986. I liked Harlem Shuffle, of course. I liked the song called Hold Back. I like that. One Hit to the Body, and the last Keith Richards song very nice is Sleep Tonight, the last song on the album. That's quite a good song. So there you go, number 17, Dirty Work. Number 16, the debut album, American debut album, England's Newest Hitmakers. There we go. This has got a lot of covers on it, Not Fade Away, Route 66. But it's worth picking up some a very decent debut. I Just Want to Make Love to You. Can I Now I've Got a Witness. Those sort of songs. Walking the Dog. Yeah. So pretty decent debut, but a lot of covers. So, but worth picking up, I think. So number 16 is English Newest Hitmakers. Number 15. Steel Wheels is a mixed bag for me, but I'll tell you what I like about it. I like Mixed Emotions. I like Rock in a Hard Place. Almost Hear You Sigh, and I love the Keith Richards at the end, Slipping Away. That's a great song. But for me, a mixed bag, but a decent effort. It's a decent effort by the Stones. Steel Wheels, number 15. Number 14. From 1967, there's Satanic Majesties Request. On this, I like the obvious winner for me is 2000 Light Years from Home. I got 2000 Men, which Kiss did later on. They rocked it up a bit. It's a bit poppy, the original. Citadel, of course. She's a Rainbow. This could have been a bit higher, but lot of albums by the band, of course. There you go. There's Satanic Majesties Request at number 14. Number 13, 1980, Emotional Rescue. I love She's So Cold, Emotional Rescue, Dance Part 1, Indian Girls, a nice track, and the last one, All About You. And yeah, so that's a solid album. It's a solid album. And number 13, Emotional Rescue. Number 12, I've got It's Only Rock and Roll from 1974. It's got If You Can Rock Me, If You Can't Rock Me, Ain't Too Proud to Beg. I like Time Waits for No One is probably the best song on this for me. And of course the title track, It's Only Rock and Roll. But I like it. There you go, number 1974, It's Only Rock and Roll. Number, what was it, 12? Number 11, Between the Buttons. Now, the US version had Let's Spend the Night Together, which I love. Ruby Tuesday, Connection, She Smiled Sweetly is very nice. Miss Amanda Jones. Very good album, but a lot of albums, as I said. There we go. Between the Buttons. Now, top 10. Okay. This is a Latter Day Stones album, which I loved. I saw them on this tour, Bigger Bang tour as well. 2005's A Bigger Bang. Just Rough Justice, Rain Fall Down, those sort of songs. There's a Keith Richards song at the end, Infamy. A real solid effort. And I thought, of the Latter Day stuff, this is probably my favourite album. And it's the one before that blues album they did. So yeah, 2005. So number 10, A Bigger Bang. Number 9, probably a bit low for some people, but I got Beggar's Banquet. Simply for the Devil, of course. No Expectations, could be my favourite. That or No Expectations or Salt of the Earth I love on this. And, really good album, but just not one of my favourites. I like Street Fighting Man, of course. So people will probably have this higher, but that's how I see it. Number 9, Beggar's Banquet. Number 8 is probably the best, one of the best 60s albums they did. Aftermath, this is the UK version. The US is a little different. Mother's Little Helpers on this. Under My Thumb I love. Let's see, Out of Time. Lady Jane, Stupid Girl. 1966. Number 8, Aftermath. Number 7, 1973, an underrated album for me, Goat's Head Soup. I love Dancing with Mr. D. I love that. 100 years ago. It's great. Coming Down Again is great. Do. Heartbreaker's great. Angie's great. A fantastic album. Really very underrated for me. I like Winter as well. That's a great song. So number 7, Goat's Head Soup. Thought about putting this higher actually, but just if somebody said what's their most underrated, this would probably be it for me. Goat's Head Soup, 1973. Number 6, Some Girls. I love Faraway Eyes. I love Respectable, Miss You. Full of great songs. Could have been higher, of course. Shattered. Great album by them. 1978 is number 6. Some Girls. Top 5, and here we go. This is the big ones. I went for Let It Bleed at number 5. I love the album. Not my favourite, but it's very strong. It's got Let It Bleed, Give Me Shelter, You Can't Always Get What You Want. You got The Silver, full of great stuff. Love in Vain, I like. There it is, number 1969, Let It Bleed. Number 4 is another very underrated one for me. I love this album. Don't care what anyone says. Black and Blue. Great album. I love Memory Motel. I had it down as my favourite song. I love Hey Negrita. I love Hand of Fate, Hot Stuff, Fool to Cry, Crazy Mama, Melody, the whole thing. I love it. The only song which may be a bit down is Cheerio Baby, but very underrated album. I just love this album. Number 4 from 1976, Black and Blue. All right, top 3 now. I went for 1981's Tattoo You. Always loved it. Played this a hell of a lot back in the day. Start Me Up, Hang Fire, Worried About You, Waiting on a Friend, Slave, Little TNA, Neighbours. Great album. And from 1981, The Stones, number 3, Tattoo You. Top 2, this wasn't too much trouble working out the top 2, I can tell you that. The number 2 is that you probably worked it out, although I haven't showed every album. I've done 20. But number 2, Sticky Fingers. Superb album. The only down point for me is You Gotta Move. I just struggle with that track a bit, but the rest of it's gold, I reckon. Brown Sugar Sway, Wild Horses, Can't Hear Me Knocking, Bitch, I Got the Blues is great. Moonlight Mile, Dead Flower, Sister Morphine. Number 2, Sticky Fingers. And number 1, Exile on Main Street, of course. Rock Soft, Tumble and Dice, great song. Happy, Let It Loose. You know, it's got 18 tracks on it. Sweet Virginia, Torn and Fray, just, you know, different styles on this. It's just got a feeling about it. There's something about it. 1972. And just for me, it's my favourite Stones album. It's one of my favourites of all time, this album, actually. It's a classic album. So there you have it. Number 1, Exile on Main Street. I'll just go through the list again. 20 Bridges to Babylon, 19 Undercover, 18 Voodoo Lounge, 17 Dirty Work, 16 English Tunes Hitmakers, 15 Steel Wheels, 14 Their Satanic Majesties Request, 13 Emotional Rescue, 12 It's Only Rock and Roll, 11 Between the Buttons, 10 A Bigger Bang, 9 Beggars Banquet, 8 Aftermath, 7 Goat's Head Soup, 6 Some Girls, 5 Let It Bleed, 4 Black and Blue, 3 Tattoo You, 2 Sticky Fingers, and number 1, the mighty Exile on Main Street. So there you have it. Now, I hope you enjoyed that. I love doing these sort of videos. They're more involved, more thinking's involved. So let me know your Stones favourites down below, and the ones that I haven't got on there, which I will pick up, of course. There, but it's a top 20 ranking, top 20. There you have it. Okay, that's all for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye.